Oppenheimer, an extended narrative. Summary prologue, echoes of fire and thought. The film opens not with action, but with sound, a thrum like a pulse, building in tension, flickers of particles, fusion, visions of fire. Then we see J. Robert Oppenheimer, older, solemn and burdened. This is a memory, a future, and a reckoning. Did you think that if you built it, they wouldn't use it? That question echoes in his mind and frames the entire journey we are about to take. The young mind and the quantum world. The story rewinds to a brilliant but anxious young man, Oppenheimer, studying physics at Cambridge. He struggles emotionally, haunted by insomnia, homesickness, and visions of particles. He's not like the others. The world feels too loud for him. In a symbolic act of distress, he poisons an apple meant for his tutor. It's an impulsive, quiet rebellion that he regrets immediately. He stops it. That becomes a theme, doing and regretting. He travels to Europe, meets giants of theoretical physics, and absorbs the chaos of the quantum revolution. His mind awakens. He returns to the US energized, passionate, and determined to shape this new science, ideals, love, and the spark of revolution. At Berkeley and Caltech, Oppenheimer becomes not just a teacher, but a magnet. His charisma, intellect, and quiet intensity draw students and peers alike. He's at the center of a new scientific frontier. But science is not isolated. In the backdrop, fascism rises in Europe, and the American left fights for social justice. Oppenheimer becomes politically involved, donates to anti-fascist causes, sympathizes with unions, and socializes with known communists. Notably, his brother Frank and sister-in-law are Communist Party members. Then there is John Tatlock, beautiful, brilliant, and troubled. A psychiatrist and communist, she becomes Oppenheimer's lover and the embodiment of his inner contradiction, passion and politics, science and emotion. Their relationship is intense, poetic, and ultimately tragic. She is consumed by depression, a shadow in Oppenheimer's life he cannot dispel. He later marries Kitty Harrison, a former Communist Party member herself. She is sharp, practical, and fiery. Their relationship is complex, built on intellect, attraction, and volatility. They have children. Oppenheimer becomes a father, though family life is never his center. The Manhattan Project, a city of secrets. World War II explodes. In 1939, German scientists split the atom. The threat becomes real. If Hitler develops an atomic bomb, the world could end. Physicists like Leo Szilard, Enrico Fermi, and Albert Einstein urge the US government to act. Thus begins the Manhattan Project. General Leslie Groves, a blunt and efficient military man, selects Oppenheimer to lead the scientific side. It's a controversial choice. He has no Nobel, questionable politics, and a reputation for arrogance. But Groves sees in him what others don't, the rare ability to lead both minds and missions. Oppenheimer establishes Los Alamos, a secret city in the desert. He assembles a dream team of the world's greatest physicists, Feynman, Teller, Bohr, Bethe, and more. Families move in. Children play near barbed wire. Soldiers patrol labs where math becomes destruction. Pressure mounts. Germany is losing the war, but Japan fights on. Oppenheimer races the clock, yet moral cracks form. Scientists begin to question, are they creating a weapon to end war or to dominate the future? Trinity, light that burns the world. July 16, 1945, the Trinity test. In the New Mexico desert, under looming clouds and a curtain of secrecy, the world changes forever. At 5:29 a.m., The bomb detonates. A fireball rises. Silence, then an earth-shaking roar. Oppenheimer stares into the abyss he has helped create. He whispers, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." This moment is not a victory, it's a burden. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, the weight of victory. Less than a month later, the US drops atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The war ends, the world cheers. Oppenheimer becomes a national hero. He is praised by newspapers, interviewed on radio, and celebrated at parties. But he is not celebrating. He sees shadows in the light, burned bodies, endless fallout. Political leaders want to build more bombs, a bigger bomb, the hydrogen bomb. Oppenheimer says no. He argues for restraint, for international cooperation. He believes the bomb should be a deterrent, not a tool of dominance. That stance makes enemies. Betrayal, the security hearings. It is 1954. Louis Strauss, once a supporter of Oppenheimer, is now his enemy. Oppenheimer had publicly embarrassed him during a congressional hearing. Strauss never forgot. Strauss arranges secret hearings to revoke Oppenheimer's security clearance. It is a political hit job disguised as national security. For weeks, Oppenheimer sits before a closed tribunal. He is questioned about communist affiliations, past lovers, old friends. Everything becomes ammunition. Jean Tatlock, the poisoned apple, his opposition to the hydrogen bomb, colleagues betray him. Edward Teller, once a friend, damns him with faint praise. Groves, under pressure, offers lukewarm support. It is not a fair hearing. The outcome is predetermined. He is humiliated. His clearance is revoked. The father of the atomic bomb is cast out. Echoes and endings. Strauss faces his own reckoning in 1959 during his Senate confirmation hearings to become Secretary of Commerce. The truth emerges. His vendetta against Oppenheimer, his manipulation of the hearing. In a powerful moment of delayed justice, the Senate rejects his nomination. Years later, Oppenheimer is awarded a ceremonial honor by President Johnson. But the damage is done. He spends his final years in quiet reflection at Princeton, lecturing, walking, staring at the sea. In a climactic, imagined final scene, we revisit a conversation between Oppenheimer and Albert Einstein, one we saw briefly at the film's beginning. Oppenheimer asks, "What if we did destroy the world?" Einstein, weary and wise, doesn't answer. The camera pulls back. Rockets streak across the night sky. Nuclear fire dances in his imagination. He didn't just create a weapon, he changed the fabric of history, the man who split the world. The film closes not with a bang, but with silence. Oppenheimer, brilliant and broken, remains a figure of contradiction. Scientist and philosopher, destroyer and prophet. His story is not just one of war and science, but of humanity. Its brilliance, its hubris, its hunger for power, and its regret. This story ends here, so see you next time with a new story. Subscribe and tune in.